My coworker ruined every movie and show for the entire office for 3 years, so I spoiled her big day. My coworker Diana had this habit of watching every movie the second it was released, then making sure nobody else could enjoy it. She'd come to work Friday morning and loudly discuss every plot twist at the coffee machine. When people asked her to stop, she'd say if they really cared, they would have seen it opening night. She'd walk past cubicles announcing deaths, reveals, and endings like she was doing morning announcements. She'd email the entire team with subject lines like, "Can't believe they killed the mom in that new thriller," then write, "Oops, wrong thread," in body. She wasn't sorry, and everyone knew it. For 3 years, Diana ruined everything. She spoiled the superhero movie I'd waited 6 months to see by putting the ending on her screensaver, where everyone could see it. She ruined the mystery series finale by printing out screenshots and leaving them in the break room. She destroyed the romance film my wife wanted to see by describing every scene during our lunch meeting. When HR told her to stop, she said discussing media was protected free speech, and they couldn't censor her cultural conversations. I tried everything to avoid her spoilers. I'd eat lunch in my car, but she'd knock on the window to chat about whatever released that week. I'd wear headphones, but she'd tap my shoulder and wait until I took them off. I'd work from home Fridays, but she'd message me on the company chat with detailed plot summaries disguised as work questions. My wife stopped getting excited about movies because Diana would somehow always ruin them before we could go. The entire office was miserable, but Diana said we were being babies about fiction. Then Diana got engaged and wouldn't shut up about her outdoor sunset wedding. She showed everyone her Pinterest boards, her dress sketches, her detailed timeline for the ceremony. She wanted it to be a surprise for the guests, but spent months telling us every single detail anyway. She hired this photographer named Jorge, who was known for capturing genuine reactions. Diana bragged that Jorge would get the perfect shot of her groom Carl, seeing her for the first time. She wanted that raw emotion when he saw her in the dress she'd been hiding for months. That gave me an idea. The week before Diana's wedding, I ran into Carl at the grocery store. We chatted about normal stuff. Then I mentioned how beautiful Diana looked in her dress. Carl said he hadn't seen it yet, and I acted surprised. I pulled out my phone and showed him Diana's Instagram where she posted the dress 6 months ago before making the account private. But I'd screenshot it back then, knowing this day would come. Carl stared at the dress, a huge puffy thing with too many rhinestones and feathers. His face went through several emotions, none of them good. I showed him her second dress choice too, the one for the reception that looked like a disco ball had exploded. Carl just nodded and walked away. The wedding day arrived, and the entire office was invited because Diana wanted an audience for her perfect day. Jorge was positioned at the end of the aisle, ready to capture Carl's amazement when Diana appeared. The music started, the doors opened, and Diana began her walk in that rhinestone monstrosity. Carl's face was completely blank. No tears, no smile, no emotion at all. He looked like someone waiting for a bus. Diana noticed immediately, and her smile wavered. Jorge kept shooting, but there was nothing to capture. Carl had seen it all before, and couldn't pretend otherwise. During the reception, Diana pulled Carl aside and asked why he didn't react to seeing her dress. Carl said he'd seen it already, and thought she knew since she'd posted it online. Diana asked when and how. Carl said someone showed him last week, and he figured Diana had changed her mind about keeping it secret. Diana started crying, saying her perfect moment was ruined. The photos Jorge delivered were brutal. Every shot showed Carl looking bored while Diana desperately tried to get a reaction. The video was worse because you could hear Diana whispering "smile" and "look surprised," while Carl just stood there. Diana came back to work furious, demanding to know who'd shown Carl the dress. I said maybe he saw it early, like how she always saw movies early. She said that was different, and I asked how. She said her wedding was important and movies were just entertainment. The entire office laughed. Diana tried to get people fired for sabotaging her wedding, but HR said showing someone public Instagram posts wasn't a fireable offense. They reminded her of all the complaints about her spoiling entertainment for others. Diana stopped spoiling movies after that. Whenever she started to describe a plot, someone would mention her wedding photos where Carl looked dead inside because the surprise was ruined. She'd go quiet and walk away.